Hi Aquas, how are you? I hope Mercury was kind on you, and I hope there are not a lot of, misunderstanding, miscommunications, and delays that happen for you in the month of March. And I hope that you welcomed April in a positive, in a really, optimistic manner. Now, I'm going to pull a few cards for you. I'm not going to do clarifiers like I did that last month, but I'm going to do extra oracle cards. And I really love this deck. It's called Flowers from the Dead. It's really, I don't know, it's really simple, but it's beautiful. So, we'll see what comes up for you. Okay, let me shuffle a little bit more. And another thing to mention while I'm shuffling is that we're going to have Mars going in Aries, and then we have Venus going in Aries, and then we have, Mars is going to be in Gemini, Mercury in Aries, and then Venus in Aries. So it's a lot of energy that is very active, and it's going to be really important for you to find time to kind of take a breather, kind of to, pull away in a sense of renew and then kind of recharge your batteries, because you're going to be go, 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 go. A lot of people are going to want your attention. A lot of things will want your attention. You're going to have maybe a lot of ideas that you want to start, or creative projects, or I don't know, just feel like it's feeling like being pulled in too many directions and not knowing what to do and where to start. So it's really going to be important for you, Aquas, to find that time to recharge and kind of really be one with yourself, to really reflect on what's happening versus just going with it, going with the, with the tide. Okay, but let's see. Let's start with the beginning of the month and see what comes up for you. Death in reverse. There's definitely changes happening right from the get-go. Maybe it's something to do from the, something that's been triggered and kind of trickled over from March. And something that requires for you to, whether you like it or not, it's happening. I think it probably might be happening in your love department. And the reason that I say this is because we have the Cup card and we have the Knight of Cups. So it feels like something, how like both of these cards are looking towards the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is in reverse. So he did the work. He did the reassessment. He did look at the situation from different perspective. So I think all of this change is kind of like really rolling into that. It's really moving towards really finding that new perspective, finding that new direction, finding that new focus. And in a relationship, it's maybe like something that was happening for you in March either wasn't working out, and you have to let it go. You really have to let it die out and really kind of start fresh, and start fresh with a sense of renewal and kind of being open. Openness is going to be really important for you this month. Open to new opportunities, open to new people, open to just seeing things from a new point of view. Maybe seeing life, like maybe really believing in opportunities, really believing that new, better things are possible for you. Because maybe this is where, like the Hangman was stuck here, it's like, and it's coming up in reverse now. It's because, that change happened. So you finally realized that, you do need to stay open. You do need, or maybe you were not opening yourself up to new possibilities and new opportunities, to new people, and you were really kind of stuck on one thing. So now it's maybe time to really, for you to readdress that and really be starting to really be excited too about new opportunities and new things. And then letting go of like so tight of this control that you have about things going a certain way. The finances are going to be, I was just about to say the finances are going to be really good, but we have the Queen of Pentacles in reversed. So for some of you, maybe it's going to be a matter of overspending on certain things too, and really paying attention where you put your money in, where you invest your money, how you go about investing. If we talk about that relationship, that being open to new opportunities and new people in your life too, like with the Four of Pentacles, you might come that maybe like you're just too attached to a certain structure to a certain way of dating, to a certain way of how relationships are, to a certain way of what relationships should be. And then hence that maybe it might make you feel that you're not attracting the right person that is able to give you that financial stability that you want, that financial abundance that you really so wish. It could also be that maybe you're like from the beginning of the month, if we're talking about school or work, or any projects that you've started, like something that's coming to a close, and you finally realize that, and you finally realize that something needs to change. Either you need to tighten that control over a project, over school, and really be more focused. And then again, we have Mercury going into Aries, and it's March going into Gemini, March 31st until May. So it's our actions are going to be really, really scattered, and maybe that's where it's really asking you to like reel that in and really put the focus on just one, or maybe it's just a few things versus be so scattered around. Because like that middle of the month, I think for you it's going to be, you're going to have to think about your finances. Do not overspend, do not overindulge in things. Do not overdo on like maybe going out with friends or partying too hard, because I feel like, let's see, the next phase, because everything is coming for you, but you kind of need a little bit of for some of you it could be reversed. Either you need to let go of that control, of like wanting things a certain way. I think in relationships, I think it's wanting that control and wanting relationship to be in a certain way. So letting go of that and be more open to new relationships, new ways of being in a relationship. And then for others of you, this Four of Pentacles really has to do about reeling in that energy that you have, and reeling in your the things and the projects for your focus on just a few things, because the more scattered you are, you're going to feel that. Because a lot of people, like I said in the beginning of the reading, a lot of people will want your attention. A lot of like things will demand your time. So you really will have to be really careful about how you schedule things. Make sure you have a planner in place. Make sure you have a schedule in place. Make sure you really write down dates and appointments, because there is, you might overbook yourself around this time. But also what you're spending and what you're partying as well. Now, going into the end of the month, where I love to see this, we have the sun. For some of you, you might be going out in the nature. You might be spending time. Oh, and then speaking of nature, I think this is also maybe for you, it's going to be a good time to be out in the nature as well, to kind of refresh and like get yourself like that reflective time that I said. That might be really good for you to like, that's where you're going to find that mental clarity, and then that headspace of like maybe from like go, you kind of need to stop a little bit and refocus. So I think this is where at the end of the month as well, it's going to be a good time for you to be out and about, see people, maybe spend time with children too. If you have like siblings that have children, spend time with them. It could also be maybe like now that I'm here in New England, so the weather is getting really nice. So maybe go to the beach, maybe go for a hike in the mountains. But I think I get a lot of like sense being out in the sun, really going out in the sun, and then really let yourself absorb the power of the sun, the sunlight, because there's a lot of things, a lot of warmth that comes from it that I think you will need. I think you will need going forward, because something here I think might be draining you. Something here that might I think you might just be overextending yourself in that middle of the month, where it's a lot of things want your attention, but it's like almost like something is slipping, or you're not doing it just 100%, or you're not giving enough time. But then you will have a little bit of a break in between from all of that. And even then, like with that little break, you're not going to have too much time in between, because we have some other fast moving energy coming towards you at the end of the month. And let me just clarify what this is about, because I'm curious. So it could be maybe something, if the focus wasn't where it should have been, I think this is for you at the end of the month. It speaks about that you will find out at the end of the month the answer to either if you're enrolling in school, or if you wanted to buy a house, or if you wanted to move houses and relocate, you will find the answer to that at the end of the month. And then it might not be in your favor. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes, you know, life works in mysterious ways. So, you know, something that might seem now as a tragedy, or like something like as an obstacle, or you might feel sad about something not working out, but in the end it always is working out in one way or another. But needless to say, I feel like with the with the Four of Wands, clarifying the Eight of Wands at the end of the month, it's like, again, going fast, that fast energy. You're gonna find some news, and really, really fast, about something they've been working on for a while, maybe for the last 4 months. And that's really kind of almost, I feel, for some of you, it's gonna have that feeling of sweeping the rug under your feet, or it's gonna be a little bit of unexpected. You know, you're gonna have to readdress the foundations, and I think this is where this is gonna be important. You know, like really reeling in that energy and focusing your efforts onto certain, just a few things. Do not overextend yourself. Do not overspend, because if you overspend in the middle of the month, know that you'll have to pay that at the end of the month, and you know, that might be a pain to do. So really, really watch your spending. Really watch how you spend your time, where you put your time in, who you put your time in as well. But also go out in the nature. Really, for you, I think Aqua is is important time for you to be out. And then let me see, we have 1 cup card, 2 cup cards. I mean, we're pretty much split even between the different signs. So I feel like you might be dealing with, you know, it could be an earth sign, it could be a water sign, it could be really any sign. But coming really strong, it's like in the beginning, it's like it could be a Scorpio, it could be a water sign that's coming in for you, or maybe something to do with a water sign. It could also be just a change. It doesn't have to be with anything related to zodiac signs. But if it's relationship, if it's something that you or you know, if this change is relating to relationships, it's really asking you to be open, and really asking you to assess where you've been holding on too tight to something. Is it behaviors? Is it certain like expectations that you have of that person? Is it certain type of behavior that you're like expecting? Is it maybe other people that are involved in this relationship that that was making it so it wasn't working out? You know, with the Death card too, and then with the 3 of Cups in reversed, sometimes this also means the death of or a change in the dynamic of the relationship, where it's like other people involved in the relationship no longer be so nosy and, you know, like being part of the couple as a unit, but it's gonna leave them alone. So too, it could be that it's not for some of you that it's just relationship related, this reading. It could also be that maybe like you were involved in a third party situation, and then either you're gonna decide to leave, and it's really gonna make you feel really sad, and really, in a way, it's almost like you're hoping for like that stability, but it's by pulling yourself away from it, I feel like that's what's going to give you the peace. Now, on the other hand too, it could be like that, it could be the other person, the third party in the relationships, is going to drop, and that's going to make you happy. So whatever the case might be, there is a change in the relationship, and then there is a need for that to be addressed, for that to be looked at, and the sooner you do it, the better for you it's going to be, because you know, you want to be prepared for this that's coming at the end of the month for you, for this news that's coming for you, for this change, for this rapid change of pace as well that's coming. So you really want to be ready. Now with the King of Wands here, I think it's I don't know, like for me it has to do with maybe like that's where you have to be in the nature, because you're gonna like your energy is going to be, you know, you're going to be so busy doing all of these things that I feel like your energy is going to be depleting a little bit, and then you kind of need to readdress here. Also, the other thing too is the King of Wands can be a little bit immature sometimes, and then since we have Mercury in Aries in the sign, Mercury, the planet of communication, in the sign of Aries, a very straightforward, very aggressive sign. It's really going to be important for you to how you communicate, how you let your energy through. You know, how do you express that energy, how you express your emotions, how you express your creativity, how you express your thoughts. You know, so really that'll be a really good thing to look at, especially coming from the sun. You know, like I think these two together, it's really, I think I encourage you to spend time in the nature and really go out as much as possible, and really just kind of like close your eyes and really look at the sun, and like, yes, of course, put sunscreen on, but just do that for maybe 2 minutes each day. It's not much, but I think it's going to refresh you. I think it's going to be that energy that you need. Now the other thing too, I think, Aquarius, the sign, you know, like you're a very air sign, and I think surprisingly we don't see any air cards here, so you might be dealing with just a lot of people this month, and this is why, you know, like your energy is going to be so everywhere, and you're going to need to focus, because, you know, like, and this is where the sun is coming in, because you kind of need to put more attention on yourself, that because that you'll see that at the end of the month, the results of like not giving yourself enough time and giving everybody else time. So I think that's going to be really important for you, Aquarius. Yeah, that's surprising. There's no swords in this reading, so it's really for you. It's not really about communication this month as much as about like really feelings, and really getting down to what is that you want in relationships, staying and being open to new opportunities, to new ways of looking at things, to new ways of how relationships can be. You know, there's different, a million ways that relationships play out, but is the one that you're really attached to, is it really worth it? I mean, the idea of that relationships, you know, are those expectations, are those real expectations that you have, you know? Is that relationship something that might bring you joy, might bring you, like, can you see yourself in their community? Can you see yourself with their friends? Can you see yourself as being part and fitting into that group? So let me pull some clarifiers, and I mean, not clarifiers, some oracle cards. Yeah, so really, like, I think this card for you is going to be really important. Reel that energy in. Really look at your way being too obtuse in certain ways, you know, but also really watch your spending. Really watch your spending this month. And for some of you, sun, it could also mean maybe going to a different country, a different state. Just change of like a change of scenery as well. You know, maybe going from something that's very drab and like very, you know, kind of like where it's not blooming, it's not like, you know, spring, it's not like that green and fertile soil, to something that is very like bright and sunny and, you know, just brimming with life, so to speak. Okay, but let's pull some oracle cards for you, Aquarius, and see what extra messages come through for you. So enlightenment and faith, you know, with change, you always get that new shift, right? That you get like that renewal of some sorts, that you get that. And then with the Hangman in reverse, you know, like how like this light is shining so strong and so bright for him, right? It's like he was like, oh, I got it, I can see now, I can see what I need to do. Generosity and good luck. Pay attention to the seahorses, excuse me, when you see seahorses as well. Pay attention to the surroundings that you see those seahorses in, the people that you're with. There might be something that might bring you good luck, you know. So yeah, with the, like I said, you know, like here it's funny because I said not to spend too much money, and it says generosity and good luck. But I think it's more about not necessarily spending money as much as being like really smart about your money, really giving where, you know, it could be just giving. Generosity could be just like something when you give like kind words to somebody, you know, like where you embrace somebody and just give somebody a hug, you know, like, and maybe if somebody that's not feeling that they're fitting in, because maybe the environment is too rigid, you know, like do the first move and then embrace them, be that welcoming person for them. But in general for you, I think in that middle of the month with the Four of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles reverse, and the Three of Cups, I think it's more about really that abundance mindset that you really have to change, that you really have to believe that things are happening and you deserve abundance, and abundance is coming for you, you know. Really believe, really truly believe in that, and believe that, you know, like whatever you have now, it's going to grow and it's going to expand, and kind of make your plans accordingly, but not, you know, like don't overspend right now. Like don't like think, oh, it's coming, but you are the one that has to make that happen. So yeah, have that mindset, like change that mindset too about your money and how your relationship with money is. And then at the end of the month, we're finished beautifully. We have travel, you know, like I said here, change of scenery, right? Change of scenery. Some we're going somewhere where it's you know, like where you feel like more you can get recharged. And then with stamina, I think that's where like we have the King of Wands, right? Like where you're gonna feel a little bit, you might just by from traveling, from the mere fact of traveling and being out and changing scenery, it's going to overwhelm you with the positivity that you might feel like, oh, I need to take a little break, you know. So that's kind of, but it's building you up. It's building that supply of energy that you're going to need to end the month, because, you know, there's going to be a lot that's going to happen for you at the end of the month. So really be ready. Recharge, change the scenery, watch your money, watch your spending, see where you hold control too tightly, see where you're really not being open to new opportunities, to possibilities, to new ways of really accepting situations. Look at your mindset. Are you being too rigid on certain things? Are you being too obtuse on certain things, you know, or are you being like really open and generous with other people and how you give, but not necessarily giving with money, but like I said, giving of yourself. And just also, I think the last thing that I'll say here is really the perspective on relationships, and be open to new opportunities, you know, because you never know when they're going to come, but they're definitely coming at the end of the month. There is something coming for you really, really fast, but you need to recharge, and you really need to change, make some changes in your life and your mindsets. So that's it, Aquarius. I'll leave you with that, and I will see you in May. But if this reading resonated with you, if you liked it, and please do share and subscribe, and click the like button below, and so other people can hear this message. Okay, that's it for now, Aquarius. See you in May.